There's the Wells Fargo building, the bookstore. I'm sure many of you know it well, been in and out. But for our purposes today, we're focusing on the Northwind, whose office is here. How many of you read the Northwind, our campus newspaper, on a regular basis? Yeah? What are some headlines that have stuck out to you in the past?
The parking lot thing just recently I read.
That's a good one,
If
yeah.
you're going to change the parking lot, I believe across Wright Street.
Yep, that just happened recently. Or got bought out by Marquette. Any other headlines that you've been thinking of?
The most predominant one I remember is probably, I think an ASNMU person was caught like embezzling money. That was a big story. I remember that one.
I remember that.
That happened, I think, last year or the year before. Well, I think one of the biggest topics that has gone on regarding Northwind is a little dispute between some of the writers and some administration here on campus. This all started out when some writers at Northwind took note of the lack of competition that Starbucks has regarding coffee for students. In Jamrich, our old building, not the current one, there was Stone Creek Coffee, where students could go get coffee at a cheaper price than Starbucks. But when that building was torn down, we no longer had that Stone Creek outlet for our coffee. This sparked some interest and in some requests for contracts between Northern and Starbucks. Some Northwind staff ran into some resistance. These administrators seem to be trying to hide some information between them and Starbucks, and Northwind writers were just pushing to get that information. It went as far as requesting emails from these administrators to see what was being said back and forth, seeing if information was hidden. And all of this, with NMU being a federally funded school, all of this was perfectly legal. All of this information gathering by Northwind. So, with the resistance and delays of information being provided by the administrators, the Northwind was becoming quite frustrated. And in recent years, in the past year, I believe, we've acquired a new president on campus, President Fritz Erickson. He was ushered in and immediately had this issue on his table with Northwind and administration butting heads. He wanted to make sure that we had some transparency between the relationship of our NMU staff and students. So one of his first moves was to pass forward these documents and emails to show to Northwind writers that there's nothing to be hidden. There's no controversy hidden underneath what's going on. Though things may not be what the students want most, there wasn't anything illegal going on in this contract. So I think all of this goes to show that the president that we have today, Mr. Erickson, he wants to build a strong relationship between the administration here and our students. And he shows this by allowing the Northwind writers to pursue what they're looking for, to get hard into their journalism efforts and really go into what their passions are. So that's why our Northwind is a key factor on our campus and largely contributes to how we see our campus, how we see our administration, and how our administration interacts with our students. Does everybody understand all that?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Well, looking at the great president we have now, we can see how he's implemented his ideas, and thinking of him, we can look back and think about our former presidents, namely Mr. John X. Jamrich, who Amber will be talking about next as we head up to the old Jamrich location.